Good morning, class. So glad you're here today. Get ready, let's do our welcome song. Are you ready? Oh, rise and shine and welcome to lab today. Rise and shine and welcome to lab today. Rise and shine and welcome to lab today. We're so glad you're here. Oh, rise and shine and welcome to lab today. Rise and shine and welcome to lab today. Rise and shine and welcome to lab today. We're so glad you're here. Welcome today. We're so glad that you're here. We have been doing all of our 5 senses things, but we're pretty much done with those. And last time, we did our day at the farm, and we thought about what it would be like on a farm, right? Today, we have kind of another farm day, but this one we're going to be reading the story, The Little Red Hen, which I love. It's one of my favorites. Okay, but before we do that, let's see. Do you remember how to get yourself super calm? If you're super mad, how do we go from mad to calm? Yes, we can stop, take a deep breath, and relax. We can do that anywhere, can't we? What about, could we do our balloon? And then breathe back out slow. Let that air out. Yes, another one that's so good is draining. Clench, 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 clench. If you're really frustrated, tight. Really tight. And then take a deep breath and let it all out slow. You can feel the energy draining, and you are caterpillar calm, aren't you? Not bug crazy mad. Do you remember when Schubert, he came in such a bad mood to school, and he was a good boy, right? He was a good kid, but we all make mistakes sometimes. We all get mad sometimes, and that's okay. It's just that it's better to be calm. So his teacher, Mrs. Bookbinder, taught him star, didn't she? Yes, and he was able to stop, take a deep breath, and relax. And then he was able to use his big voice, right? So we all need to know how to be able to change the way that we feel if we're really super mad, and then calm down. Let's do our self-control song. Are you ready?
Self-control. You gotta use a little self-control. You are the boss of what you do and say. Try self-control today.
Yeah, what a good idea.
When I turn on the TV, 'cause I wanna be watching cartoons, but there's nothing but a golf show. Those bad things I would say. Self-control. You gotta use a little self-control. You are the boss of what you do and say. Try self-control today. When I sit down to dinner, and a pizza would make me feel glad, but my plate is full of eggplants, I get so mad at my mom. Self-control. You gotta use a little self-control. You are the boss of what you do and say. Try self-control today
And tomorrow.
when I get done with my puzzle, and little brother trips over his shoes, and he falls right in the middle. That's when I lose my temper. Self-control. You gotta use a little self-control. You are the boss of what you do and say. Try self-control today. You gotta use a little self-control. You are the boss of what you do and say. Try self-control today.
You wanna boss and what you do and say, try self-control today. And we want to stay healthy, don't we? What should we do to try to stay healthy? What did you say? Did somebody say wash hands? Yes. When do we wash our hands? After we go to the bathroom? Before we eat? If they get really dirty? Yes, wash hands. What about, let's do our germ song. Are you ready? Wet, wet, wet your hands and get some soap, hooray. Scrub, scrub, scrub your hands and wash those germs away again. Wet, wet, wet your hands and get some soap, hooray. Scrub, scrub, scrub your hands and wash those germs away. Yes, yes, it's so good to wash our hands. What else should we do? Eat healthy, yes. Eat vegetables and fruits. What about sleep? Should we get good sleep when it's time for our bedtime? Oh, it feels so good to get our bodies recharged so that we feel awesome the next day. What about taking a bath? Getting rid of those germs all over our body and brushing our teeth, getting rid of the sugar bugs, right? Well, there's those. There's one other thing. We want to exercise our body. We want to be able to run around, go play outside, go to the park, do sports, have fun running around, right? Yes. So those are all ways that we can keep ourselves healthy, right? Another awesome thing is that we can tell ourselves that we can do hard things, so that instead of just feeling like, oh, I cannot. Who said that? Who said that on our train book, The Little Engine That Could? It was the old engine, and he just didn't even try, did he? He just said, I cannot. And we do not want to be like that. We want to be able to try new things and hard things. That's the way that we can get better and better and better at things, and they become easier. But if we don't try them, do they become easier? No. So remember, what do we tell ourselves? Yes, I think I can. 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 And then when we're actually learning and actually doing it, how do we feel? We feel so good because you did it. And I know that you can do anything you put your mind to. Good. Okay, well, we have been learning so many cool things about the 5 senses. Let's do our 5 senses song, okay? Are you ready? I have 5 senses that I use. They help me learn each day. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. I use them every day. My 5 senses help me learn. They're pathways to my brain. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. They're pathways to my brain. Now let's play a little game. How many senses can you name? Five senses you can name. Good job, good job. Okay, if we're talking about seeing, what does a person who can't see very well, what do they need? They need glasses. But if they can't see at all, what is that called? They're blind, huh? So if you're blind, then we use a stick. We use the white cane, long stick, right? And that helps guide them through the path of where they're going. But a stick wouldn't help them be able to read. What helps them be able to read? Their fingers feel that system. What's it called? Braille. Braille is the system where they feel those dots that are poked up through the paper, and then they can tell the alphabet and learn how to read using their fingers. So cool. And then what about hearing? If I have some hearing loss where I can't hear as well, what should I use? A hearing aid. That's right. But if I can't hear at all, some people are born not being able to see or not being able to hear, or if something happens to my hearing where I can't hear at all, then what do I need to be able to communicate? Sign language, sign language. So, okay, this will probably be one of our last times for a while. Let's see if you can remember some of our sign language. How do we do grumpy, grouchy? Grouchy, grouchy. Did you remember that one without me telling you? Grouchy, can you do it? What about excited? Excited, how do you do it? Do you remember? Use that middle finger, both fingers, because one is feelings, but excited is lots of feelings. I'm so excited, lots of feelings. What about surprised? How do we do that one? Some of you have it. Use your tappers. Surprised. Oh, surprised. I was so surprised. What about I was so scared? Scared, how does that go? I was so scared. 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 Yeah. What about sick? I felt sick. Middle fingers touching your tummy and your forehead. Oh, I felt so sick. Sick. What about love? Love, like you're hugging somebody you love. I love you. Love. And how do we do red? Red, do you remember? Red. Yes, you got it. Red. Red, and in Spanish, rojo. Rojo. What about orange? How do you do orange? Orange. Did you beat me? Orange, naranja. In Spanish, naranja. What about yellow? Yellow. Yeah. Did you remember? Good. Yellow. Yellow, and amarillo in Spanish. Now green. Green starts with g, g, and green, g. This is a g is also a G. So this is a G in sign language, a g, and this is green. You shake your g, green. And it's verde in Spanish. What about blue? Blue, what does blue start with? B. Can you make a B? Do you remember how it goes? B, and shake it. Blue. Blue. Azul in Spanish, azul. What about purple? Purple starts with P, P, purple. Put your P, your thumb goes in between there, and you shake it down. Purple, purple, and in Spanish it's morado, morado. Good. What about pink? Pink, what does pink start with? Got our P again, but this time we flick under our chin. Pink, pink, and in Spanish, rosa, rosa. Okay, what about brown? Brown. Do you remember? Can you do it without me? Starts with a B, B, brown. So we make our B, and we slide it down our face. B, brown. Brown. And in Spanish, Coffee. Good. And how do we smell things? How does our nose work? We sniff things in and the scent comes in. That little bit of molecules breaks off of whatever we're smelling and it goes in the air up through our nose, and the nerves tell our brains what it smells like. And all of these things are to protect us, aren't they? What about taste? Taste. How are we able to taste? What's on our tongue? What are those little bumps called? They're called taste buds. And there's nerves in the taste buds. When they taste things, it sends a message to our brain about what we're tasting. That's right, if it's salty or bitter or sweet or sour. But we have to have something in our mouth in order to taste. What is that we have to have in our mouth? Saliva. Can everyone say saliva? Saliva, we have to have that wetness in our mouth. And how does our touch work? All over our skin, we have nerves, don't we? And especially our nose, our tongue, and our fingertips are especially sensitive. They have lots of nerves, and that helps us to be able to touch everything. Okay, the story that we have for you today is called The Little Red Hen. Are you ready? Okay, The Little Red Hen. It's a folktale classic, and a folktale means that it's a story that was passed down, and probably not true. It might have some magic in it, or it probably has some things in it that couldn't happen in real life. And this is by Paul Gadon. He says, once upon a time, a cat and a dog and a mouse and a little red hen all lived together in a cozy little house. The cat liked to sleep all day on the soft couch. And the dog liked to nap all day on the sunny back porch. And the mouse liked to snooze all day in the warm chair by the fireside. So the little red hen had to do all the housework. She cooked the meals and washed the dishes and made the beds. She swept the floor and washed the windows and mended the clothes. She raked the leaves and mowed the grass and hoed the garden. One day she was hoeing the garden and she found some grains of wheat. Who will plant this wheat? Cried the little red hen. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the mouse. Then I will, said the little red hen. And she did. Each morning the little red hen watered the wheat and pulled the weeds. Soon the wheat pushed through the ground and began to grow tall. When the wheat was ripe, the little red hen asked, who will cut this wheat? Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the mouse. Then I will, said the little red hen. And she did. When the wheat was all cut, the little red hen asked, now who will take this wheat to the mill to be ground into flour? Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the mouse. Then I will, said the little red hen, and she did. The little red hen returned from the mill, carrying a small bag of fine white flour. Who will make a cake from this fine white flour? Asked the little red hen. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the mouse. Then I will, said the little red hen. And she did. She gathered sticks and made a fire in the stove. Then she took milk and sugar and eggs and butter and mixed them in a big bowl with a fine white flour. And when the oven was hot, she poured the cake batter into a shining pan and put it in the oven. Soon, what do you think people smelled? A delicious smell filled the cozy little house. The cat got off the soft couch and strolled into the kitchen. The dog got up from the sunny back porch and came into the kitchen. The mouse jumped down from his warm chair and scampered into the kitchen. The little red hen was just taking a beautiful cake out of the oven. "Who will eat this cake?" asked the little red hen. "I will," cried the cat. "I will," cried the dog. "I will," cried the mouse. But the little red hen said, "All by myself. I planted the wheat, I tended the wheat, I cut the wheat, I took the wheat to the mill to be ground into flour. All by myself I gathered the sticks, I built the fire, I mixed the cake, and all by myself I am going to eat it." And so she did, to the very last crumb. After that, whenever there was work to be done, the little red hen had 3 very eager helpers. Okay, so the little red hen, what do you think about that? Would you want to be doing all of the work all the time, like the little red hen was? Would you like to live with people who were like, "I'm not gonna do that. No, not I'm not gonna help. No, I'm not gonna help." No, that would be hard to live with people who weren't wanting to be helpers. So what do you think you could do to help your mom, or to help your grandma, or to help whoever's taking care of you? Do you think you could be a helper? They will be excited to be able to do things for you if you can do things for them too. Remember, I think I can, I think I can. And remember, we want to pitch in and we want to help, okay? All right, now, here are my little masks. We're gonna do a quick little version, okay, of the Little Red Hen. So we had the Little Red Hen, and all by herself, she cleaned the house and she did all the jobs around the house, didn't she? And when she found some wheat, she said, "Who will help me plant the wheat?" "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the mouse. So she did. She planted the wheat. And after the wheat grew, it was time to cut the wheat. And she said, "Who would like to help cut the wheat and take it to the mill?" And the cat said, "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the mouse. So she said, "I will." And she did. And so she took it to the mill and she brought home some nice fine flour. And she said, "Who would like to make a cake with this flour?" "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Not I," said the mouse. And so the Little Red Hen said, "Then I will." And she did. And pretty soon, there was a beautiful, yummy, yummy little smell coming out of the oven through the little cozy house. And when she took it out of the oven and said, "Who would like to eat this cake?" the cat said, "I will." "I will," said the dog. "I will," said the mouse. But the Little Red Hen said, "All by myself, I planted the wheat, I tended the wheat, I cut the wheat, I took it to the mill, I ground it into flour, and all by myself, I made this cake. And so all by myself, I'm going to eat this cake. Every last crumb." And she did. But after that, they were all good helpers, weren't they? Oh, good. Okay, I have some little farm animals, and I'm going to put my farm animals up, And I want for you to count how many farm animals are in each pile. Are you ready? Okay. Can you see this first pile? We have a horse, we have a cute little pig, a little hen, and a little cat. How many here in this pile? Can you count them? You can either touch the screen or say it in your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 farm animals in this pile. So let's see if I can find my 4. Oh, here it is. 4 animals in this pile. How many in this pile? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in this pile. Good. And what about in this one? We have a bull, a horse, and a cow. 1, 2, 3. 3. Right there like that. Good job counting the animals. Okay, today I have, a little red hen picture. It says, will you help pitch in when your mom asks you to? And it's a picture of the little red hen. And then I have a picture of the little red hen and the cat and the dog and the mouse. And you can color these out, and then you can cut them out using your scissors, and then you can put them on a popsicle stick or just hold them up, and then you can tell the story of the little red hen. They can be your puppets. Okay, so there's one. And then we also have another rhyming page. Awesome. Okay, you guys are doing great. Everybody say, I work hard. I work hard. Say, I am awesome. I am awesome. See you next time.